This is a story that I have told for many years. My family always thinks that it's so funny that they can't wait to hear it again, apparently. As a lot of people probably have known in the past, I was a school teacher for many years, and I worked 10 months out of the year basically. And for a long time, I got paid 10 times a year. And so I always, almost always anyway, got a job in the summer to get us some money to get through the 2 years, 2 months that I didn't get paid from the school. And I had all different kinds of jobs in the summer. And one summer, I was driving along and I saw this truck alongside the road parked with watermelons for sale on it. And so I stopped and talked to the guy that owned this watermelon selling truck, not a stand, but, and to see whether or not he could use some help. And he said he would let me work as a salesman of watermelon then. So I was working, selling watermelons there, and people would come, and most people would just want one a certain size or weight, and we'd look around and find them what they wanted and get them on their way. But this one time, this man stopped his car and parked and came over, and he was going around like this. He was kind of looking on this corner of his eye, like that. And I said, "Can I help you?" And he said, "I want to buy a watermelon, but I want a special one. It has to be a certain one." And I said, "Well, what is it? What is exactly you're looking for?" And he said, "Well, I'm not really sure, but I know I'll know it when I see it." So he'd go around looking sideways, and all of a sudden he said, "I found it!" And it happened to be a great big one that we had been sitting on, but we kind of scratched our initials on it, and that's the one he wanted. And I said, "What's so special about this one?" He said, "Oh, I'm going to make a pet out of it." That's stupid. I mean, well, I didn't say that. I thought, it's got weird. And he said, "Well, watermelons really do make good pets." I said, "No, I didn't know that." He said, "Yeah, sure. They're clean, and they're quiet, and they're cuddly, and they're so faithful. They never run away from home, and they're always there for you when you get there, and they appreciate you, and you tell them a joke, they just roll around, and they're just wonderful pets." And I thought, but if he wanted to pay for it, then fine. Nobody else wanted it, why not? So he paid and he left. And I never thought too much more about it, and I went ahead and finished out that job and went on with my business. But sometime later, after school started up, I got an opportunity to go to a convention in a different city, some ways away. And so I was put up in a hotel for the night. And after the series of meetings that we had I guess it was Saturday, I went to the hotel room, and I was, really lonesome because I was there all by myself. My family was back home, and so I didn't really know what to do with myself. And then I thought, oh, you know what? I saw some watermelon down in the store front for sale. Maybe I ought to go down there and see if I can find a watermelon to keep me company while I'm here. So I went back down to the store, and they had these watermelons stacked up in a pile out in the front. And I didn't know really exactly watermelon, which one would be the best. So I was kind of, looking out of the side of my corner of my eye to see if I could see anything special about any one of those watermelons. And all of a sudden I saw the exact one. And you know how I knew it was the right one? It winked at me. And so I bought it, and I took it up the room, and that guy's right. They're so clean. They don't make a mess. And quiet, and cuddly, and just so friendly. You can just hug them, and it was really great. And after supper, I thought, well, you know what? I think I'll take my watermelon for a walk. So I went back down to where I saw a little pet shop, and I got a leash, and I got some string and some tape, and I hooked that leash up to the watermelon, and I took it for a walk. And I was going down the street with my watermelon on the leash, and all of a sudden a guy came running out of the alley and had a gun, and he shot a hole in my watermelon, and the juice was running out, and I didn't know what to do, and I took my hanky out and I covered up the hole so the juice wouldn't all run out, and I thought, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I found a telephone booth, and I looked in there, and there was a list for a watermelon repairman. I sure was lucky because there was only one watermelon repairman in the whole city. And so I called the number, and the guy said, you better bring it over right away. So I got a taxi, and I took my watermelon with my hanky on the hole, took it over to this shop where the man was, and took my watermelon in there and showed him, and he says, I've got to take this into the back room. This requires more examination. So he took it, and I was all worried, and I was pacing back and forth and worried. My poor watermelon. And after a while he came out. When I saw his wiping his chin off, I knew there was no hope. And he said it was just beyond repair. And so I was just heartbroken. You know, they say if you ever lose a watermelon like that, you should get another one right away. But it was just hard. And I thought maybe some other kind of pet, you know, like a sweet potato. A lot of people like to put them in a glass in a window, or a cantaloupe might be nice. They say don't buy grapefruit because they'll go for your eyes. That's about the end of that.